Good afternoon, everyone. How are we? Happy Wednesday. Who have we got? How to just flip my mouse around here? Oh, we've had all sorts of disasters today. Goodness me. Up until about 6 minutes ago, none of my USB ports were working on my laptop at all. None of them. Not a single one. I think I've remedied the situation. I think we're okay. Right, who have we got in the chatty chat box? We've got Thea. Hello, Miss Soros. How are you today? I hope you're good. And we've got Jan. Hi, Jan. I'm assuming you are here but not here. Or are you here? I think you might not be here. Hot weather, 28 to 30 degrees C. Lots of chat about the weather. Cal's here as well. Hello, Cal. Tinkering sounds, swear words, and the sound of a boot hitting machinery announce my almost entry. Hi, Mary. How are you doing? And we've got a Martine as well. Hello, Martine. Pink order hands to you too. Very nice. And we've got Ulrika as well. Hi. Did a restart help? No, it didn't. I had to go in and fart about with things. You're not here. Okay, good. Well, not good, but you know what I mean. Yep. Okay. Excellent. Very good. Very nice. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, but fine. Got a jock with me. He's just plodding about. Come on, son. There we go. Into his bed. Blame the full moon. Yeah, it's been a day today. I should have had quite an easy day today, which is kind of serving me well just now. For some of you in the Discord, you know, I've not been that good this week. I've been my feeling offness has gotten worse, and I had to have a chat with the doctor. So I've been told to take it easy. Still waiting on hospitals. Generally, I'm waiting on So I feel a lot better today. I was absolutely ghastly from like Thursday through to Sunday, and then it's kind of started to pick up. The lack of sleep, I'm back to not sleeping, and the lack of sleep is absolutely not helping. I did get a really good night's sleep last night, so I think that definitely contributes to feeling a bit better, which is always nice. So in other stuff, we have approximately 2 days of actual physical harvesting left to do. We just need to get a good slot in the weather. It is quite nice today. It's about 20 degrees, which is quite warm for us. But there is no space in the shed for grain, ergo no combining, because we've got nowhere to put it right at this very second. But we are very in front of schedule. We started really early, so but I am so ready for this to be over. Like I really am. Like I'm super ready for it to be over. So that's going fairly well. And other than that, I'm just very Anyway, everything's fine. We're here. We're good. I would like to show you my t-shirt. This was a t-shirt that I bought ages ago with the hope that I would slim down into it. And I bought a size smaller than I would normally buy. It turns out the sizes are really big because it's really baggy. But I'm sure you will all appreciate this t-shirt. Obviously, present company excluded. It's a good t-shirt. I was hoping it would be slightly more form-fitting. It is very baggy. But I don't think I've not miraculously lost like tons of weight really quickly. It's just the sizing's off. I could have gone down another size, which yeah, no, it's not a thing. This was also supposed to be a ladies' t-shirt as well. It's no more a ladies' t-shirt than flying in the air. But there we go. Very apt, yes, 100%. It's a bit of fun. Yeah, so I wish I had more exciting things to tell you. I have been doing a wee bit of doodling, see, because I can't really do physically. I can't really do much. There are things wrong with my innards. Um, I've not been running. I've not been I can't run. It's just not going to happen just now. I've not been yogaing. I've not been painting the front wall of my house, which still isn't finished. It's still half pink and half white. I really, really have not been up to much, but I have been doing a fair bit of doodling and painting and things. So that kind of leads me on to what we've got for the stream today. I started a little page of just like woodland doodles, and there's one wee space left that I haven't finished, so I would like to do that first. But in terms of what we do after that, I have options. So now my buttons aren't working on my keyboard. What is going on today, guys? This one, there we go. Right, excellent. Thank goodness for that. Okay, yeah, so this sketchbook, no, wrong sketchbook. Try again, Jem. Sketchbook. Yeah, I'd started these wee pencil doodles, and I've got a nice bow here that's going to have some hangy vines on it. You all know I'm a big fan of a hangy vine, so I wanted to finish that off. But after that, I wanted to know whether you would like to see some gouache paintings. You know, we'll take some of these designs and do them with the Holbein set that I showed you the other week. Was that last week? That was the autumn colours. So I thought we could do that, or what I was alluding to in my post on the YouTube channel this morning was I was waiting on a package from the postie, and the postie has delivered, and I got myself the winter set. Payday from my proper job was yesterday, and I just decided to treat myself. So we can swatch these ones out, because I haven't touched them yet. They literally only came like an hour ago. Ooh. We can swatch those out if you would like to see them. And or we could do some of these but with the winter palette instead of the autumn palette. So up to you what you want to do. If we want to do all of the things, we can try. Hello Angela, how are you? Nice to see you. So you can have a wee Ulrika's bought herself the winter ones too, and hers are coming on Friday. Whee! Swatching and painting. Okay, right, well let's get this wee doodle finished off here. It won't take too long. We'll just get stuck into that just now, and then we can decide what we want to paint. I do have all of my gouache stuff is nearby, like my palette and my paintbrushes and everything, so it won't take too long to get that sort of organised and set up and going. So yes, 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 yes. Swatching, even though I have no interest in gouache, I'm still up for swatching. We do like a good swatch here at the cave as well, don't we? The pretty colours are always a good idea. We like the pretty colours. So this is just in my Moleskine sketchbook, so this is what I'm using as my sort of everyday sketchbook, although it is watercolour paper. That's where we're at. Just getting those pages filled up. So I have been trying hard to sort of keep my promise to myself of doing a little bit every day. So I'd started using, I labelled it Tiny Scribbles. That was a couple of nights ago. I actually did this in bed. Again, I was in bed with a hot water bottle, but it was like later on at night, but I was waiting for Mr. Jem to come in. So I just decided to put my specs on and get into bed with my sketchbook. So I added a few more bits over the last few nights as well, but see, I didn't quite get there last night. I was really tired though, to be fair. And I was like, well, I'm gonna try and sleep while I'm tired. So I got a really good night's sleep last night, which was very refreshing. I felt almost human when I woke up this morning, which was really nice. Let's have one that goes, well, let's start with that one there. And then maybe this one's going to hang down. Let's get ourselves a wee loop-de-loop on the go. So that's going to be an in-behind loop-de-loop. And I wasn't planning on achieving anything spectacular with these doodles. This idea of you know doing doing something frog in my throat, excuse me. This idea of just trying to do a bit of arting more days than not. It has been most days though, I have to say. It's not really been about anything in particular. It's just about keeping my creativity and my pencil moving. And I didn't really have any particular objectives that I wanted to meet. I just wanted to be drawing. So, and I've kind of been missing just the good old graphite pencil and the paper, you know. So it's really nice. I've really enjoyed doing these. I particularly enjoyed doing this little mushroom here. This was a made up mushroom from my brain. It wasn't a reference or anything. The pine cone was a reference, and I feel as if I could probably spend a bit more time getting the shading in there because the shapes are kind of lost at the top. It looks very defined at the bottom. I did spend more time on the bottom. By the time I got to the top, I was running out of patience. Ooh. Angela sketched. That's excellent. I'm so glad because we were trying to encourage you as much as possible. Good for you, Angela. Ulrika needed a treat, which is why I bought the paints. Also, still feeling a bit naff. So basically, we have both purchased this set as like therapy. I'm with you. I'm with you. Well, I hope you get a lot of enjoyment out of them as well. Not long to wait as well. Minnie's joints are sore. Oh no. God, we're all hanging in bits, aren't we? Oh, we're getting all the hugs in the stream again. Oh, you guys. Get like hop aboard the struggle bus. I'm really glad that I can sit down and not be sore. I've been basically had a hot water bottle clamped to my midsection for the last few days. But until I know what's going on, I've just got to get. Okay, so let's have. I think I want these to be darker than the tree trunk. Not entirely sure, but we'll see. Again, so I've not really got any game plan for this, honestly. Just like, get a little bit of sketching done, be happy. I'm also very sad to report that the impatient branch on the tree beside the green door broken off. It is not there, it does not exist. So I'm a bit disappointed with that because I was looking forward to the little flurry of leaves that turn early and the branch isn't there. I think one of the boys have caught it, probably with the combine actually, because it is kind of like on a curve, like round the corner of the track. So I'm a wee bit sad about that. So I'm gonna have to dig out the photo I took last year, and if I can find the one from the year before as well, and I'm gonna have to paint it from that because we're not gonna get our little pop of colour this year. So sad. So sad. Is it just me or is that out of focus for you guys? No. I don't know whether I don't know. I also don't have I also don't have the autofocus. The autofocus. That's because I'm thinking about the autofocus. I also don't have the overhead light on today. The light's really weird because it's really bright outside. Oh, there. Oh, I've seen my name mentioned. Cal saying email Gem. Yes, Angela, if you want to join the Discord, can I join Discord so you can share it? Well, of course you can. That's what we do. We've got a special little bit for sharing artwork. It's called the Art Room, and we all share our stuff on there. We would love to have you in the Discord. Yeah, I was just about to say, Thea can sort you out as well if you send an email to the generic cave address. Thea's got access to that, and she can let you in the door. It looks more focused now. Okay, that's good. Right. I was wondering. I was wondering. Get some veins. I think I'm going to explore. I maybe do like a little study on swampy elements. I was reading an article. It was a while ago now. About the mangroves in like on the like parts of Pakistan, and I didn't realize the ecological influence and what's been happening with them being decimated basically, and how it's affecting the climate and the environment. It was very interesting. But mangroves are very, very interesting to look at, ergo interesting to draw. That's the second time today I've used that word. So I think I might do a wee study on swampy elements. I think that would be nice. That would be something fun to do in my wee doodle sessions that I've been doing. After all, I've got some nice swampy colours. I did use as well, I've been setting up this little sort of travel gouache palette. And I did use it for the first time the other day. So this is the one that went in the Schminke tin, and I wanted it because it had space for tubes. So this is the setup that I've got. So it's obviously gouache, it's not watercolor. So I've got my little primary tubes, my black and white and a green, obviously, because I use a lot of green. But these are some of the other colours that I really like. Again, a selection of greens just to save me mixing green all the time. And I've got a lovely Prussian blue there as well, and this nice the set of oranges as well. So I did a wee bit of a test run with it outside. I've got a wee sponge that I'm going to wedge in there to clean my brush off. So if I'm like really out and about, as in like in a public place or whatever, I can clean my brush off on that. But just having a rag in my pocket, and a wee one of these wee sort of collapsible water reservoir type things, it worked really well, so I was quite pleased with that. But it looks quite pretty, quite happy with it, and it's very compact. It's good. It's just such a pretty tin as well. Like, I really like it. So I'm glad that that's working well as well. Oh, Rika's got accidental sparkles. Love an accidental sparkle. Again, we've had that recently as well. The water brush. Like, where did that come from? Great big long one there. Oh. So I think as well, let's have the other end for bits in here. Yeah. I was going to say it might be the water jar. If you've been dipping sparkly things in there, there's every chance. There's every chance. I have found with a lot of the sparkly pigments that quite often they sink to the bottom. So if you dip your brush in and like you hit the bottom of the receptacle, you're much more likely to pick it up than if you just kind of like like skiddle your brush about and maybe like the top half of the jar or whatever it is. I've had that happen a few times as well. Right, I want to get a wee bit of texture in here as well. Take my time with some lines. That was the other thing I was going to say as well. If my phone rings, there might be a chance it might be the doctor, so I might have to dip out suddenly. If that's the case, I'm waiting on stuff. So if I have to disappear quickly, don't be alarmed. I shall return, I promise. Oh, I like that. Sometimes the made up textures are the best. And does anybody else get this? Like when you're sketching stuff like this, and see if you've got a reference image, I sometimes get quite caught up in, especially with like patterns and textures, I can get quite caught up in trying to replicate what's in the reference image rather than just using it as a loose reference. And sometimes I find out stuff turns out worse when that happens because I almost like kind of like overthink it. Whereas when I'm doing something like this that's just come out of my, my little chaotic brain, a lot of the time it turns out better. Sparkles hits the doodle. Okay, good. Happy accident. What am I going to do in here? Oh, I don't know which way to do it. I keep turning this around. I'm going to make you all seasick. When I was out walking with Pip and Jock the other day, I found an absolutely smashing tree trunk. Let me get the picture to show you. It's screaming out to be painted in gouache, so we'll have to do that at some point. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yes, here it is. Look at that bad boy. 100% want to be painting that. It's so good. So good. It's so mossy and rotten. Like I'm here for it. I don't know why I haven't seen it before because it's quite close to like the path. So yeah, I just thought that was a bit weird. I was like, where did you cut that? Have you been there all the time? Clearly it has. It's been there a very long time, but I've just never noticed it. So strange. I mean, I walk down that particular area where it is. I walk down there probably 2 or 3 times a week, and I run down there as well. Granted, I don't notice as much when I'm running because I'm too busy concentrating on not dying. Uh, but yeah, I was like, how have I not noticed this before? Obviously, otherwise occupied. I do find that on my walks sometimes as well, though. Sometimes I'm just like on autopilot and my brain's wandering away or whatever, and I realise that I don't remember walking like a section of the walk, just like in my own wee daydream or whatever. I think I'm gonna have to get a bit more definition on my vines here. They're kind of disappearing into my wood grain. Got a bit of a gap there. I find this very calming. I think that's one of the reasons I like just having a pencil. And this is just, although it's quite a posh one, this is just HB lead. It's nothing fancy, nothing exciting. Just gem and a pencil. Yeah, so let's get some definition on these vines. And they're fairly visible, but I think we could do better. Waking up in the US watching this, yay, real time, unedited edited art is relaxing. Well, hello, Emma Louie, how are you? Thank you for joining us and good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. Cal's been using our It's a pencil. Oh, that was I wanted to show you as well. Like this. So the company that I get the It's a pencils from, they send me like promotional stuff every now and then. So they sent me this pen. Obviously, they keep putting I am not a painter and everything because that's what I got printed on the pencils. Um, but this is quite a good pen, I quite like it, but it's got a dice on the top of it, but you spin it. But look at this. It's so smooth and it goes on for ages. So here you can see there's a little arrow, so that's like your selector. But I'm really taken with this pen just because of that for. And I'm like, yeah, I quite like that. So the other end, you're supposed to be able to use that as a stylus. It's not an eraser, but it's just a black pen. But yeah, I'm really taken with this. Like, I really like simple things, all the simple things. I thought that was quite good though. They've sent me something else recently as well, but I'm going to keep it as a little giveaway prize for, you know, a stream at some point if we do like a whatever stream. It's a good pen, I like it. Great for promptless spin to win. Yeah. Oh yes, we'll be keeping that one. There's been a few other things that have come through, and I usually just give them to Mr. Jem. I swear blind he eats pens and pencils. I don't know where they go, what he does with them. But yeah, I was like, no, I'm keeping that one for myself. These ones here, these were getting a bit lost. It's better. Got glasses on. I'm prepared today. I did bring my glasses through with me. My hair's so fluffy. I did wash it earlier and I did blow dry it straight. It was actually sitting really well, but we're starting the waves are coming back in again. Just humidity in Scotland, and there's always moisture somewhere. I might have to tie it up because it'll not be long before it starts to bug me. I didn't want to put any hairspray in it though because it's just been washed, you know. Those back ones are fine. I'm quite happy with that. Swampy viney things. There we go. Much happier with that. Better, 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 better. And that's quite a nice wee page. That I'm the only thing I'm annoyed about was I didn't start this further up. I just kind of like, you know, went with the flow, so to speak. And I've kind of gone off the bottom of the page, and it kind of spoils the aesthetic of the page, you know. But still, I'm quite happy with that for a little page. I suppose I should put today's date down, or maybe up here because that's where we finished. What is the date today? Let's put it there. It's fine. Okay. Starting to get the pre-thunder stillness in the air. Ooh. I don't think we've got any. I mean, it's to be wet at some point. I think Friday. But no, our weather's pretty good just now. See, it is warm today. Our temperatures at night are down into single figures. I was really, really cold last night, and I actually contemplated putting the heating on for an hour. But I've been really tired, and I just kind of like put it down to that. You know, the reason I was cold. I mean, and Mr. Jem came in from outside, so he's been working out in the dryer shed at night, which is very airy, and it's a dryer shed. There's air blowing about all the time, and it's not necessarily hot air. So he came in and he's like complaining about how cold it is because that's where we've got like a thermometer out there to measure various temperatures, like outside temperature, ambient temperature, inside the dryer and inside the bins where the grain's stored. And he came in moaning how cold it had dropped in like the last 2 or 3 hours. So I felt instantly better. I was like, okay, it's not just my broken body, it's actually getting colder. Ulrika's got some big fluffy clouds on the horizon. Yeah, it's humid here, but it's a very pleasant afternoon. It is nice outside. Right, okay then. So now that we're going to use these as our sort of references, I'm probably not going to follow them to the letter, but you guys kind of knew that anyway, didn't you? Do we want to swatch these out first, or do we want to go back to the autumn set, which is the ones that we had swatched out last week? These ones, even the boxes are pretty, like, it's pretty. In my humble opinion as well, having used these ones now, I think these sets are well worth the money. Like, I really, really do. This one I've just paid, I got mine from Jackson's, and I think I paid, including the postage, I paid, I want to say £56 or something like that. Mary says both. But the thing about it is, if you know, it's not something you're just going to pop off and buy yourself. Well, I don't know, it might be for some of you. But the tubes are, like, these are big tubes of gouache, and you don't need a lot of this. It is, you know, a little goes a long way. I know I say that all the time. But I think these are a really good investment, especially if you're like me and you spend most of your time painting inside, like, because I'm always at home. I'm usually sitting here if I'm painting, and it's really nice to not have to mix a load of colours. Obviously, I tend to tweak them. I don't use most of them straight out the tube. I might add a little bit of white or grey or a spot of yellow or something, you know. But it's so nice to have all these different colours. I mean, these blues look absolutely gorgeous. I'm really excited about these ones. But it's so lovely. And even if we look at these two sets side by side, so it's autumn and winter, there's a really nice crossover. For example, these colours here could easily be used in conjunction with the ones up here. So, you know, you've got that. And these sort of darker brown colours, and I would say probably even this this elm green colour, that would fit in really well with that palette as well. So, you know, there's a lot of sort of versatility with them, especially if you can't be arsed mixing paint. So I'm actually really pleased. I think these are a good investment, and I say I'm very taken with the Holbein gouache. It's probably one of my favourites. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. Happy to see the new one swatch it. Well, we can do that anyway. If you guys want to watch that, that's fine. Because all that would happen is I'd be doing it after the stream's finished anyway. So, you know. Right, I'm just going to grab my actual painting sketchbook here. Obviously, I want to do painting in one so that I can use the other one for reference, because if I paint in this one, which I can do because it's watercolour paper, but I'm going to lose my reference images. So I'll pop that to the side just now. And we can come in here. And we can do a bit of swatchy swatch. Do you like my lovely big scratch I've got in my arm as well? This was basically Pip loving me too hard. That's how that one happened. I was like, thanks, Pip. I knew the second she'd done it, I was like, that's going to bleed. She was just really happy to try and climb in my lap and cuddle me. Bless her. Just a wee bit too over enthusiastic that day. Right, let's get some water. Again, most of you know I actually keep a jar of water with a lid on it. This gets changed out at the moment because I'm painting a lot. It is basically getting used up every day. But normally maybe 3 days a push, and tip it out, freshen it up. And it is filtered water. So we have a filtration system that runs through our fridge. So the water that comes out the dispenser in the fridge it's actually double filtered because the filter's not working. But I prefer to use that for painting, other than water just straight out the tap. Our water has got a tiny bit of lime in it here, like the smallest amount. I was having this conversation on the Discord with Ulrika. We have very soft water in Scotland, and if you go down to the borders, so directly south of where I am, there is a bit of lime in the water, but it's nothing compared to down in England. And we're having the discussion because I stayed on the Cambridgeshire border when I stayed down in England, and the water was so hard compared to up here. But I see a big difference in the water from here to home on the west coast. Like, we have the softest water on the west coast of Scotland. So to go from that to down south was like a baptism of, I was going to say fire, a baptism of water. And I felt like when I washed my hair, I felt as if my hair was never clean because it didn't feel the way it would if I was washing it at home on the west coast. Regardless of that, though, I prefer to use the filtered water, even though there's not that much lime in the water here. Anywho, rambling aside, let's get these gouache tubes squished out. I think we'll take... I tried this bad boy out the other day. This is a great brush for swatching if you just want a sweep And this is one of the King Art Gold brushes. Again, I'm quite fond of these, and it was Ruth Wilshaw. Um, she's a lovely gouache painter. She really likes these brushes, and I've had a couple of them, and I quite like them. I don't like them as much as the Prado Escoda brushes, but the Escoda brushes are quite hard to get. Um, you don't always get the range of sizes or whatever. So these are kind of good second, and they're a wee bit cheaper as well, which is nice. These are quite cheap for synthetic brushes. The company in the UK that I get these from, it's actually a face painting company, but they have all the sizes and everything, so that's pretty cool. So I got that one, and I need to find it now, but my gouache brush collection's getting a bit outrageous. I have separate brushes for gouache than for watercolour, because I like a slightly stiffer brush for gouache. Oh, I don't know where it is now. Can't find it. Where are you? Oh, there it is. I got a number 8 liner. How fun is that? It's like, ooh, that's quite exciting. Anyway, right, enough about that. Let's get some of these paints squeezed out. So we'll just start at the beginning, shall we? I'll do what I did last time. I'll pop them up there, sorry, so that you can see what's going on. And this is crimson. If I can put you out a little bit so you can see the palette as well. Ooh. Let's use brush as well. Bits and bobs. Oh, this looks pretty. Oh, my brush is a wee bit dry. It's quite looks very red on the camera. It's not. I've got a much more pinkish tone to it, as you would imagine, being crimson. It does look a lot redder. You can see it. See that bottom part there? That's probably more accurate. That's a pretty colour. I don't know if I feel like that's a winter colour though. Is that meant to be like berry colours, do you think? Is that big liner brush, so I'm gonna have to find. Well, I was thinking like for organic things, like see like my vines and stuff. It's perfect for that liner brush. I do have a smaller one, but I find it's a bit sort of underwhelming. Wanted something bigger and swishier. Right, this is Iron Oxide Red. See, I feel like this would have fitted in with the autumn palette better. But you know, I'll take it. I'm not fussy. This looks like a lovely colour. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm into that. I love how easily you can add water to this on the page with these paints. Because you can definitely get that sort of watercolour lean fairly easily with them. Kind of makes me a wee bit happy. Russet brown. I really like these boxes. They're pretty too. Yeah, berries. Yeah, that was kind of my thing. This just looks like brown to me. Looks brown. Oh, that's very chocolatey brown. Oh, I kind of like that as well. Okay, take that back. Oh, that's quite nice. It's quite warm. Okay. See, now I'm thinking like a log cabin fireplace, open fire. Yeah. And then we've got dark brown. I imagine this will be cooler toned. One would imagine. Doc's in such a funny position. He's in one of those ones where his legs are all like, he's just like a gaggle of legs and paws. He's absolutely sound asleep. When I was out with the dogs, I want to say, was that yesterday or the day before, I bumped into the groundsman from next door, who I don't see very often. I tend to avoid him because he's usually like chainsawing or, strimming or something, and I don't want to interrupt him. So I actually tend to give him a wide berth. But I didn't see him, and he was standing looking out over one of the fields, like the neighbours' fields. And he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you for a wee while or whatever." So he was watching a fox. That's what he was doing. He was watching to see where it was going. Um, and he was just absolutely, he saw Jock and he was like, "Oh, Jock, he's really slowed down." And I'm like, "Yeah, he has." And he was telling me that he's just had his dog put down. Like, oh, the dog was 17 though. It was like a really good age, but still sad. But he was saying, like, he says, "I can see that Jock's getting really old now." And I was like, yes. But he was so taken with him because this man used to have collies, doesn't have collies now. So when we were talking, Jock eventually just realised we weren't going anywhere and he just lay down exactly where, so we're kind of like the edge of a wooded area, going round a trail, but the trail led to a gate into the field where this fox was. And Jock just lay down and just went to sleep, just literally just shut his eyes. That was quite funny. It's like, oh, bless him. So, but yeah, he's absolutely out cold just now. He's had quite an exciting morning though. He was feeling energetic first thing this morning, so he's obviously tired himself out. Patina. Oh, this should be interesting. Fancy. Oh, oh. Okay. I'm sure you can hear the sparrows battering away at the feeder in the background as well, clanking away there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look at this green. You want to eat the chocolate brown? We're safely in Christmas territory here, aren't we? I mean, look at this, good grief. Oh, that's so pretty. That reminds me, that is very close to the Windsor and Newton Viridian green. Want to say Viridian? I think that's right. It looks really close to it. Wow. Mary, that's a Viridian green. I will eat my hat if that's not really close to the Windsor and Newton one. Not that I'm wearing a hat, but you know what I mean. Oh, that's exciting. What have we got now? We've got a russet green as well. So I'm assuming this will fit in more with these types of colours, more of an earthy tone. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so happy with all these greens. I'm so happy with all these greens. Oh, oh, this is interesting. Okay. Oh yeah. Look though. Look at the edge of that. See when I dilute this out. Look how much yellow's in this. Oh, that's exciting. That is such a versatile green to have because you can use that. See, if you use that neat with a small brush, you'll get this really, really dark shade, and it looks, obviously the colour it is, it looks like a dark green, but you can also layer up this dilute version and although it's going to be richer, it's still going to look more like yellow. So you're technically getting a 2-for-1 with that. I really like that. That's a really good colour to have. That's actually mildly exciting. Ooh, love it, love it, love it. This was a great idea. I'm so glad I bought these. Like, I really am. I'm glad I treated myself. I really don't feel like I should be buying things just now. But yeah, especially after buying this set not that long ago. But there you go. Also, do you see I painted my nails cave colour today? It's actually for my toenails, but I like try it out on my long nails first. See if I liked it and see how hard wearing it was. Oh, this is a cute colour as well. Oh, what's this one called? Geisha blue. I'm gonna have to dump this water. I've always got a spare, I call it the dump cup. That could be taken in so many different ways, but I like to tip out my dirty brush water every now and then. I don't like it when it gets that grubby. I mean, we really are. We're talking about swamp today. That is like proper swampy brown. None of that. And I'll get some fresh water. It doesn't have to be completely clean, but it's a bit like, see, traditional mops. I don't like traditional mops because I feel as if you're just mopping your floor with dirty water. Kind of feel the same way about paintbrushes. That's the only thing I feel like I was saying last week, that I feel that, you know, when we were talking about the different caves in the rooms and one thing and another, I feel I've got this room set up really well now. You know, when I was talking about, you know, clearing out and sort of tidying up in a wee bit, the only thing that could make this room better, I think, is that if there was a sink in here, because my nearest tap is at the other end of the house. So, and it's just like a long straight corridor, but I've got to tramp all the way down the corridor for a water supply. Mr. Jem did point out to me though, on this wall here, this backs onto our garage, and there is an outside tap at the garage. He says, so there's definitely plumbing that like goes through there somewhere. And he's like, I could just knock a hole in the wall. I was like, so basically I'd have a tap right in front of me here, like instant access. It's like, that's maybe taking it a bit too far. But then my brain started going, I was like, well, maybe. And I'm like, no, don't be silly. Yeah, that's the only thing, because that was the nice thing about the last cave, was we had so many bathrooms in that house, but there was a little tiny bathroom wedged between the cave and Mr. Jem's office. So I literally just had to go like next door, and some of you remember there was two doors in that cave, so when I was facing the camera, it was the one that was back behind me there, and the bathroom was literally right next to it. It was so handy for when you were painting and whatnot. Not so much in this cave. Oh, this is such a, yeah, this is like snowy, you crispy sky colours. Oh, that is so opaque as well. It's a really nice colour. Look at that. This is quite a diverse palette as well. I don't know what I was expecting. I didn't spend a lot of time poring over the colours before I got it. I just saw the fact that there was blues and greys and reds, and I thought, oh, that's a good idea. Like, I really like that. But it's significantly different. That blue reminds me a little of the Artful Gouache Kingfisher. Yeah. Oh, we're twitching. We're twitching. We're sleeping twitching though. And now I'm excited about this one, and I'm sure you will be too. This is called Hummingbird Blue. I have high hopes for this colour. Yes. So this is, it kind of looks like Prussian blue with a bit of green in it. Let's see. Oh, it's more of a teal colour. It really is a teal. I wasn't expecting it to be that. Obviously, Prussian blue with green in it is going to go towards teal. I wasn't expecting it to be this teal though. I love this colour. See, after greens, the sort of indigo teal situation, that's where my preference palette is, as I like to call it. Look how nice that is too. That's a lovely colour. I really like that. Again, it looks quite blue on the camera. It's definitely teal. There's no two ways about it. Right, so my question to you is, it is a lovely colour. What would you guys specifically do with that colour? What would you paint with it? I would love to hear your answers to that. Okay, next we are on to peony. Peony. So is this going to be like a plummy purpley colour? Yeah. Okay. Frozen Lake, Kingfisher back. Maybe would use it in a lake. Okay. Good answer, Sky. I like this. Again, this is what I would call a Christmas colour. I've actually got space to put it. That's like mulled wine. Not that I drink a lot of that anymore, but speaking of drinking, I've got a right notion, see, because I'm feeling a wee bit better. I've got a right notion to have a Jack Daniels. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I might pour myself one. I'm sure none of you will object if I do. Mary says mountains. Well, that was my first thought. I would use them for mountains or for some like bioluminescent mushrooms was my second thought. Look how nice. That's a lovely colour as well. My goodness. That's yes. Again, it's a bit more purplish than it looks on the camera. It looks quite pink there. It's got much more of a purple tint to it. That's gorgeous. I am really impressed. Like, I'm actually really impressed with this palette, and I didn't think I would be as animated about this as I was about the autumn one, but I really am. Okay, now into the interesting ones. So this is some sort of grey. I don't know how to pronounce this. Rikyu grey? Rikyu? Rikyu. I want to say Rikyu grey. This looks like a fairly neutral grey, I think. Oh, it's kind of putty coloured. We like putty colours. We like all the colours, let's face it. Apart from some offensive oranges and some offensive. My co-worker laughed at that. We have a spreadsheet that we share, and unsurprisingly I like to colour code things. You'd never have guessed that, would you? Anyway, whatever it was, I'd said to her, I've highlighted those in offensive orange when it was offensive pink. And she thought that was hilarious because she said, I don't know what your definition of offensive pink is, but I know exactly what you mean. And I was like, yeah, that's a cave thing. So the caveisms have spilled over into work. So my co-worker really appreciates what an offensive colour is. Riku. Okay, so I was close then. Yeah. I like this as well. This is nice. We're doing really well here. We're doing super well here. I laughed. Didn't leave myself much room to write the names in though. That's okay. Blue, black. Interesting. Again, a really nice alternative. Oh, that is quite firm. Really nice alternative to having to take black and mix it with something else so that it's not too black, like too stark. Again, I spend a lot of time doing that. I just like to show you how pretty my water is just now, look. Better than the swampy colour. Let's check this out. Oh, look at. Do you remember in the last set, if you were here last week, and I was a wee bit disappointed with the indigo? This is what I was looking for. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so good. I am so glad I brought these people. Watch this. Look. That to me is indigo. No? That really nice, dark, inky blue colour. Thea's like, ooh, ooh. Okay, hands down, that's my favourite. Again, unsurprisingly, you kind of all knew that anyway, didn't you? That's so good. Yeah, that's going to get the absolute SHIT squeezed out of it because I'm going to be using it all the time. And last but not least, antique gold. Did we not get gold in the other one? This better not be the same. See if this is the same gold. I'm not going to be pleased. What's this one? G892. Oh, so they're neighbours, G892 and G891. So the one from the autumn set is G892, and that's antique rich gold. And this is just antique gold. So I'm assuming this will be like yellow 8er, maybe? It is another metallic pigment, so they say, oh. Again, like metallic gouache, not a thing, but it looks amazing. See if it just squished out on the palette there. Oh, right, okay. I'd have saved this one till the end. I'm going to end up with sparkly brush. We're going to end up with sparkly artwork again. Eureka, unintentionally. It's so nice. Oh, well, that was a wee bit too much. Got a bit carried away there. Look, it's outrageous. Okay, let's dilute it out. Ooh. It still spreads pretty well considering it's got a lot of metallic pigment in it. That dilutes out quite well. Well, I wasn't expecting that, guys. That was great fun. I don't know if you can buy these individually, Jan. I would imagine you could. I haven't checked, honestly. I really hope you can get them open stock. Thea's put the drooling face, or as we would say, the slavery face. That is really nice. I really like that. Did we? I want to show you the autumn ones because I've got them. I'm like, was it this sketchbook I did it in? There's the there's the autumn ones that we did before. And that's the winter palette. I actually think I like the winter one better, and I didn't think that would be the case. I the thing is, both sets are colours that I would definitely use a lot of. It definitely is different gold, yeah. So that's the one we've just done. There's the one from last week. What a lovely selection of browns I've got between the two sets now as well. That is so nice. So nice. I actually think I like this palette better than the autumn one though. You can get them open stock. Excellent. That's good news, Ulrika, because that, especially that black, that blue black, you know I'm going to go through that for sure. It's also going to slow down my use of like a straight black. You know what I mean? Because quite often I'm looking to get either a really dark green colour or a really dark blue colour. So that helps immensely. Superb. Oh, so pleased, so happy. Even my little palette looks really good. Ooh, the shiny colours. Jackson's at 450 a tube. Yeah, I mean that's fine. I kind of with these sort of the higher end gouache, I expect no less than a fiver a tube normally. 450's not bad at all. Again, it depends on the pigment in it as well. You know, if you get the Winsor Newton ones, some of them are very expensive compared to others. It depends what series it is. And the higher series ones tend to be the ones with the more expensive pigments in them, so you pay more for them. Whereas if you're just getting something like, say, like a primary yellow, I think you can pick them up for like £2 or something. So don't let your passport lapse. Proving identity online without one is a blank. Okay. I think it wasn't that long since I renewed my passport. I think Mr. Jem's passport might be up soon actually. Need to check. I know that he's had to put in his application for his firearms certificate. You've got to do it, I think it's every 3 years if I remember, in Scotland. But he's in the throes, he's got paperwork everywhere for that. Make sure, because if you let it lapse, that can be problematic for obvious reasons. So he's getting all that sorted out. It costs money I don't have. But my problem is that the next time, unless they scrap it, which they might, obviously, because we are out of the EU now, they started this biometric carry on, and people talking about the delays in various airports or whatever. I didn't have to go through it when I went to Cyprus because Cyprus isn't in the Schengen area, so we got away with that. But the next time I go to Sweden, I'm going to have to go through it. So I'm hoping it's either settled down and it's pretty easy to sort by then, or they've just given up on it entirely. I know there was like widespread panic in Spain. I can't remember what airport, because people were like literally, you know, like 6 hours at the airport just trying to get through this biometric check. And it's just the first time you do it. After that, it's supposed to be really smooth. But obviously, it just come in, so there was a lot of people trying to get it done, and people were missing connecting flights and buses to hotels and all sorts. Like it was absolutely wild. You need to learn gouache. I really want that set. Well, the thing is, though, even if you're not into gouache, they do very similar sorts of things in watercolor as well. The polychromos are the priority at the moment, and they might be available next week. Oh, yay! Even if I had the money, I'm more inclined to spend in the paints than the passport. Oh. Thea says, "Oh, I can't watercolor either." But do you know, this is the thing, and I don't. The more time goes on, and the more I gouache, the less I want to watercolor. And for those of you that were there right back at the start, I wasn't keen on watercolor from the very beginning. And I mean, I'm at a point now where I know what I'm doing with it, though. Well, I say that I kind of know what I'm doing with it, and I can produce something fairly acceptable. I just don't find it enjoyable to work with, and the reasons that watercolor artists find it enjoyable are the reasons that I don't find it enjoyable. Whereas with gouache, I just feel like you've got the best of both worlds between acrylic and watercolor. You know, it kind of lands somewhere in the middle. I love the fact that you can get a flat matte finish with it as well. That just, I don't know, that just makes me really weirdly happy for some reason. Um and I would love to be extremely proficient in gouache, and that's kind of what I'm working towards. I would like to primarily work in pencil and gouache and nothing else. You know, in terms of actually being an artist. So definitely heading in that direction. Now, for those of you that aren't on the Discord, I did a tutorial yesterday. I think it's really important to continually push yourself and learn. So I did a tutorial yesterday. It's one of Ruth Wilshaw's tutorials. The reason I picked it was it's something that I wouldn't normally use, and it was how to get a neon effect. But it caught my eye because there was some very thin line work in it, and that's something that I'm trying really hard to get better at because I struggle with it with my hand. But I think with a bit of practice I could probably improve my line work, and that's going to help me with ink line work and everything as well. But I was really pleased with the way it turned out. Look how cute that is. Like it's absolutely lovely. And it didn't take long either. I think I was only actually painting for about 20 minutes. Um my line work's not great. I say from that distance it looks fine, don't look at it up close. But it just turned out really well. And even Mr. Jem liked it. Mr. Jem doesn't get excited about stuff like that. So that was a really worthwhile exercise. So I'm not just like sitting here going, "Oh, I'll paint this if I feel like it," or "Let's do this," or you know, I am actively trying to pursue it. But like with gouache, I would love to be a very good gouache painter. And I know that I need to put in the effort and I need to learn stuff. So little things like that are really helpful. But I had so much fun doing that because I don't often do things like that. I think the pretty colours are nice as well. Like see the green with the pink, I think it worked really well. Yeah, Holbein do watercolours as well. I can't tell you how good they are. I think I might have one or two tubes of Holbein watercolour. As I don't like acrylics, I expect gouache wouldn't be for me either. Plus, I adore watercolor. Yeah, you're probably the person that will tell me what you like about watercolor, and I'll be like, yeah, that's why I don't like it. I'm sure I've tried Holbein watercolor. I must have one or two. The other watercolors that I really liked as well were the core ones. Core, is that how you pronounce it? Qor? Core? They were lovely. Again, I think I've got a couple of YouTubes of them kicking about. Okay, guys. I'm kind of hoping that this will like waft it dry a little bit. Um, I'm going to take a wee break here. So before I go though, I think I'm going to go and pour myself a Jack Daniels. It will just be one though. For our little doodles here then, do we want to use this palette or do we want to use the autumn palette? Please tell me. Ulrika bought some Holbein watercolours from the staff shop, so you have had some. Yeah, thought I had. Tia says winter. Mary says winter. Oh, oh. Okay, so are we a unanimous decision here to use the winter palette? Is that what we're saying? That's good then, because it means I don't need to squeeze out any more paint. So I've already got some. Because I don't have enough room in my palette for that, Jan. Ulrika says winter as well. Ulrika, does this make you excited for your set, or has it been a bit of a spoiler for you? I never even thought about that. I never even thought to ask you. I normally consider those kind of things when the stream's quite quiet like this, there's not many of us in, like, I do like to cater to people as much as possible, and I never even thought to ask. But it seems everyone likes the winter palette. Right, that's what we'll do then, we'll stick with the winter palette. So I think what we'll do is let's take this out the way. Happy to see them and ask for it. Okay, fair enough. Just checking. I'll put the autumn ones out the way just now. To be fair, I think I will make a point of using the autumn palette over the next few weeks as things hopefully turn autumnal. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. Pop those up there. Righty McCoho, guys, I say just give me a wee minute and I might go and pour myself a beverage. I'll go and check on Collie youngest, see if she's okay. Haven't seen her for a wee while, haven't seen her for an hour or two. So you now have permission to ask Ulrika what's for dinner, and I'll be back in I'll be back in just a little minute. Sorry, my dear people, I got caught up talking to Mr. Jem there. He just happened to be in. I'm gonna have to nip off again in about 10 minutes, just farm stuff, but it will literally be like just for a second or two. I feel a bit disjointed. I can run the stream on a bit today. I'm not in a huge rush to get finished bang on 5 o'clock, so that's fine. Oh, we're talking about banana bread. Oh, how nice. Nom nom nom. Oats and barley flakes and a bit of flour. We're talking about crumble topping. In Scotland, crumble topping is that oats is, yeah, that's what we use. Crumbly, crumbly, crumbly pudding. A blackberry crumble. Oh, nice. Thea baked a brioche with nectarines. Oh, yeah. I bought um I bought some kiwi fruit today for the first time in ages. Haven't had kiwi in ages, and I just fancied it. I'm kind of all bananaed out just now. So kiwis it was. Right, okay, so the first thing we need to decide on is which of our elements do we want to paint. I personally am drawn to the tree stump and the mushroom. Has anybody got any thoughts on that? Happy to accommodate. You've been loving the golden kiwis. I'm kind of put off by them because they look really anemic. I know they're supposed to look like that though. Hi Daria, how are you? With an occasional sprinkle of sugar. We're talking about kiwi fruits, crumble topping, and what we're painting, Daria, just to catch it up. Talking more to the point, we're talking about golden kiwi fruit. I don't know if I can get them from Tesco though, Mary. That's the only thing. I'll have to have a wee look. I might try them. Obviously, I've just bought a net of them, but I could perhaps be persuaded. Right, if we want to go tree trunk, then that's fine. You will notice that there is a tiny little moon and some stars here as well. So you all know that this colour is going to be the night sky background, and then we can use some of our browns and whatnot for our actual tree trunk. So got my reference image. That's great. Got my swatches, don't need anything else in life. It's all good. Yeah, I had a wee water refresh there as well. Right, okay, so where to start? Do we want to do a really nice, do we want a background? I don't know. I don't know here. Satan's boobies. You could even pop a little luminescent mushroom at the base of the stump. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I had this sort of, you can't see it because my big noggin's in the way. Let me just pop myself over the other side. That side's not important. Yeah, I've got some frondage. There's a few wee bits and bobs sticking out there, so I could easily replace them with a bioluminescent mushroom because why not? Yeah, I think what I might do is let's grab a wee pencil. I'll use my It's a Pencil. It's a pencil. I think we might want to. I want to split this in half. I'm getting that kind of notion, roughly in half. But if I can get just a rough outline, I don't need anything particularly accurate or detailed here for this. It's just to get the sort of initial shape similar to what I had before. Because it was kind of cute, that tree stump, isn't it? Something like that would be fine. Give or take. I know you can't really see that. I've made it too tall though. Here is my. There's one of my wee Derwent Slim ones that I like. I feel like it's too tall. It needs to be sort of shorter and stubbier because that's kind of what makes it cute, the fact that it is kind of stumpy. Oh dear. Give it that nice ragged edge-ish. And we've got a hole somewhere about here. And then we've got plenty of room at the bottom for mushrooms and one thing or other. Right, okay. I feel like I need to put the overhead light on now. Kind of. Try enough to, yeah. Right, let's take a big brush then. I think I'm going to go for maybe use an angled one so that I can manoeuvre my way around what's going on here. Just going to pull out this blue-black to start with. Do I want to put in a moon though? I think I do, don't I? I think we'll maybe have it on this side for a wee change. Just a wee cute crescent moon. I want to make that kind of chubby as well though. And we can maybe have a few little stars just for fun. Because why not? Oh, look at this colour. Even diluted, it's so nice. I might not even, I suppose I can put the stars in on. I might not even bother making this particularly glossy, the background, I mean. I might just leave it to sort of do its own thing just because I can. I'll see how I feel about that later. As I say, we're not here to... We're just having a bit of fun today. We're not going for anything spectacular. Such a pretty colour though. Even really diluted out like this. Like I'm kind of into it. Right, let's make it a bit more interesting. Beautiful. Saw a couple of male sheep the other day, and I must say one's balls were unfeasibly large and droopy. Most tups, which is the name for an entire male sheep. Most of them, their testicles, sheep's testicles are disproportionately large to the size of them. That is a thing. They are big. They are big. No, they do just have really big balls. That's there's no other way to say it. That's a fact. It is a fact. The other nice thing, going back to actually what we're doing, I really want to try out. I've got these. I remember I got these Fu brushes. This is it's badger hair. It does feel quite rough, to be fair. I don't know if this is going to be any good for this, but this is a dome brush, and I kind of wanted to try it as like a blendy brush. So you know you would use it damp. I'm gonna wait for this to dry a little bit more. If it's drying pretty quickly. Okay. I just wanted to see. Normally you can glaze the same way as you would with. Oh yeah, that's gonna work, right? Okay. Well, we'll let that dry. We better just put that back. We'll let that dry, and then I'll maybe try and smooth some of that out. But I say I'm not actually bothered about the background at this point. So for our tree trunk, let's start with a smaller brush for a kickoff. Do I want a number 8 round's a bit big, isn't it? Maybe we should go for something a little bit more. Maybe. Nah. Got this Pro Art Pro on. No, that's a number 8 as well. That's smaller than the other one. Don't know what I want here, guys. I want like a 6 or a 4 round. There's a 6 round. Okay, good. I think what I want to do is grab this wee brush, I might have to put a wee bit of water in some of this, but I want to start with this chocolate brown colour, I think. So I'm just gonna like bring this down here a wee bit so we've got room for manoeuvre. Get that going. Get this down here. So when I'm working on this front part of the trunk, I am going to keep the brush strokes in the direction of the grain and the actual trunk. Get some cover here to start with. This paper's great as well, like it takes a lot, so we can build up loads and loads of layers and make them progressively more concentrated. Get my roots in. I don't know what I'm doing with the bottom half of this image yet. Don't ask me because I don't know the answer to that. We're flying by the seat of our pants today. Any the way I like it. Got this bit round the back. Don't have to worry too much about staying within the lines, so to speak. Obviously once we start using our more opaque layers, we can cover up any of that sort of indigo colour that we want. You know, it's not really a big deal. It's just want enough to get that shape there. So basically I know what I'm working with. For the middle, I don't know if I want to maybe take a little bit of this green. That in. Still very yellowish. Do we want that colour in there? Maybe. Grab more of this. To go now and just pop some in at these corners. I'm going to call it indigo. I'm never going to call it blue black. Start smoothing that out a little. And then just a damp brush, bit cleaner. Smooth out these edges a wee bit. Make it a little bit less itty bitty. Yeah, I feel like that's better. It was just a bit too itty bitty for my liking there. Okay. So in terms of what we want, I might need to leave that to dry. I'm not sure about this middle part. It's a really nice colour. Yes, I say I can see that tube getting used up extremely quickly. Jock's got his nose squished up against the edge of his bed again, so we're gonna get some snoring noises pretty soon. It's literally turned up like a pig. How is that comfortable? I wonder if he's just not aware that he's actually um asleep in such an awkward position, or whether it's a favoured position, I'm not quite sure. Right. I'll see if I can get a photo and I'll put it in the Discord. Oh, this dog. Endless source of entertainment. I'll pop that in the Discord later. Does it need to be light enough so you can have lines for the years on it? No, I think we'll maybe just have a suggestion of the age rings. I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to go that far. I might try and just spread this out. Happens. Well, I'm not mad about it. Again, kind of like I do with coloured pencils, I just like to have a bit of a roadmap for things at this stage. Okay. So I think what I want to do is give myself that wee space so I can squeeze out more if I need. I think I'm trying to now see my problem is I've put a light source in here that way, so I've kind of made a road for my own back here. A little bit, which I'm really good at doing. I don't suppose it matters as long as it's roughly like this way. I don't suppose it's a huge deal. I think the number 8 liner's a bit much for this sort of situation. Uh, good lord. I take this chocolate brown anyway. Start putting in. Few bits and bobs. Very gently pull that out there. So I'm not destroying that texture completely. You know, the lines completely, there is still some texture there, but just a lot smoother. I want to have this nice sort of separation between the roots as well, so I'll work more on each. I kind of almost treating them as individual sections. This one's a chunky. This chocolate brown's lovely. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. No fairness, I mean that small would have a minimal effect on the light. Yeah. Want to try and keep this kind of dark edge down this side, just because I'm going to make that part really dark anyway. Oh, that was a slip of the hand. That was not supposed to happen. We'll just make that mistake part of the route. It's fine. No one will ever know. Right, so we've got our wee cubby hole to make here as well. I'll just sort of draw that in. A bit too dry. Got too much paint on my brush now. Kind of overloaded it a bit. So we want that to be a good bit darker round there. Maybe not that dark, but you know, to give that idea that it's going like this. We'll make a good job of that. Okay, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I think this is dry enough now. I'm going to get a teeny weeny brush, because we love a teeny weeny brush. Good old sea white #1. So these are stash shop brushes. And I'm just going to go for it with this gold, because that is going to be our moon, obviously. Oh, that's gorgeous. Gonna have to do a bit of a patch job on my indigo there. Oh, this is so pretty. My little fat chunky moon. Right, so I better crack out a bit more of the old indigo that's not called indigo, blue black. I'm probably just gonna, no, I was gonna say I'm just gonna take this out the tube, but that's really diluted on there, so let's just put a tiny, we're not gonna need it anymore. I need to put a proper point back in my moon though. Make that a bit darker down the back side there. Again, I'm trying to spend more time on the sort of finer, motor parts of this because that's something that I really struggle with. Like, I really, really struggle with it. So I am making an effort to concentrate on these kinds of details. I think it's in my benefit just to kind of like further my skills a wee bit. Hey, Isa, how are you? Hello, Pam, how are you? Oh, we're getting everybody in now. That's exciting. Of course, because it's 20 to 5. The later in the day we go, the more people we get in. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Right, guys, I'm going to have to nip off just for that 2 or 3 minutes. I will literally only be a couple of minutes though, so just bear with me. I'll come back and chat a wee bit more in just a wee second. Guys, sorry about that. Just a little bit of farm stroke harvest logistics. I also forgot about my Jack Daniels as well, so I've retrieved that because I was going to do that and then didn't. Hi Kate, how are you? Have you missed the stream? No, I'm here. I'm sorry, you just came in at an opportune moment. Oh, goodness me. Right, okay, yes, lovely. Cheers. Righty-ho. So, I think as well that we're starting to dry a little bit now. Give it a wee pat. I want to kind of think about 3D-ness. That's not very technically correct. Although we've got a light source coming from up here, as Cal rightly pointed out, there probably isn't going to be much of an impact, particularly on this front part, so that what is facing the viewer. So I'm going to just go for the standard sort of curvature that you go for, so a little bit darker on the outsides and then paler in the middle to give that nice feel of the fact that it is indeed a rounded shape. So using a much thicker mix now, because we want it to look more gouache and less watercolour-y at this point. And I'm paying a bit more attention to these sort of snaggletooth parts at the top. So basically I'm just trying to replicate the kind of pattern that I used with my pencil, which was quite sort of haphazard. Like I did just sort of like doodle my way from right to left. More or less going to do the same thing with the gouache, but then we'll start to integrate you know, different shades as we go along so that we get some depth and whatnot. But specifically sticking with this neat chocolate brown on these two outside edges in, you know, much higher sort of concentrations. I'm not too fussed about a lot of these sort of inner points of the roots because we're going to have things that are going to grow out there. There's going to be things sprouting out. So it's not a huge deal. One of the things I really like about gouache though is that you can tweak and amend things as you go along. Like it's so easy to do, and it's one of the reasons I really love it as a medium. It's like, don't like it, change it. You know, with some things, if you do something a certain way, you're kind of stuck with it, and you're like, ah. And especially because I tend not to plan these kind of paintings, it has a horrible tendency to come back and bite you in the bum. In gouache, it's not so much of an issue. I do really want to pick out this separation. See these parts on the top edge here? I want to make sure it's really obvious that they're ragged. So that's why I'm being especially careful when I get up to these top edges. But I'm starting to use the paint strokes from my previous coat. I'm kind of starting to use those as guidelines, kind of the way I would in a colouring book, you know, with the line work. Just to start getting some sort of structure to the wood grain here. I'm getting on quite well with this brush. This is a number 6 round. I find this very therapeutic as well. Look at the old tree trunks. Thanks, Pamsy. I've got colour cave nails, so did you like that? It's good, isn't it? See, I've got a bit of toenail, not that I've been for the last week or so, I've got a bit of toenail envy in my yoga class. There's a lady who's always got really nice painted toenails. So I decided, I was like, what's a nice summery colour that's not pink? Because my toenails are usually pink, and I nearly always, it's something that most of you don't know about me, I nearly always have my toenails painted, even if I don't have any makeup on or my fingernails painted, my toenails are always painted. When you've got farmer feet that are either in wellies, boots or sweaty running shoes, the least you can do is have some nail polish on your toes. Don't even speak to me about chocolate. Oh, that was the other thing that I forgot. Oh. Mr. Jem saved me a Tunnocks tea cake. I don't really have a sweet tooth, but I love a Tunnocks tea cake. Scottish company. Forgot about it. I left it sitting on the countertop in the kitchen as well to bring through with me, and I just didn't bring it through. I'll look forward to that after the stream. Yeah, I am extremely disillusioned. Obviously in our house it's me that does the grocery shopping, and it's an online shop that we do, and the chocolate and biscuit selection, and more to the point, the price of them for what they are is outrageous. There was a twin pack. Now, granted, it was McVitie's, so it was branded biscuits. So McVitie's chocolate covered hobnobs, and it was a twin pack, and it was £3. And I was like, I am not paying £1.50 for a pack of chocolate biscuits. Like, that's outrageous. You're not a fan of the tea cakes, but you love the mallow ones. The Tunnocks tea cakes are just mallow. That's what they are. Anything else is a poor imitation. Are you talking about the ones with jam in the middle, Mary? Because I don't like them either. can't remember the name. There's a company that make specifically the jam tea cakes, and to me that's not a tea cake. Obviously a Tunnocks tea cake is a tea cake to me. But they're I can't remember. Is it Lee's that make them? But they're just oh no, they've got the biscuit on the bottom. You like the snowball mallow Tunnocks. All right, so you don't like it because it's got the biscuit on the bottom, right? So you don't like the tea cake, you like a snowball. Because the mallow inside a snowball is the same as the mallow inside a tea cake, but obviously with the snowball there's no biscuit part. Right, I'm with you now. You don't like the biscuit part, I get you. Love a snowball, but they're so messy because they're coated in coconut, so when you bite into it, it just kind of goes, "Feh." Extremely messy. A tea cake can be contained. I'm a huge fan of a caramel. I like a caramel log and a caramel wafer, which is also Tonic's things. But again, the caramel log's got a coating on it, and when you bite into it, it just kind of like it like snows and it makes a mess. Whereas if you've got a caramel wafer that's coated in chocolate, so it kind of contains everything, and you bite into it, it doesn't go everywhere. It's lions that make a jammy tea cake. Yeah, they're absolutely rank. I can't stand them. They're horrible. Like they are like jam aside, they are very inferior to a Tunnocks tea cake. Mary, I will send you snowballs because obviously they're really easy for me to get. I will send you a box down, don't you worry. I am extremely happy to do that for you. Love a snowball. We always used to do what Mum called truffles, which is basically melted chocolate with coconut stirred in and set in little clumps. My gran used to make those as well. She called them coconut balls though. They're just called coconut balls. We still make them at Christmas. And it's now, well, to be fair, Mama Jem used to make them at Christmas, and now it's me. My uncle makes them too, my youngest uncle, so my mum's youngest brother, he still makes them as well. They are horrid. I had one once. This is talking about the Lions tea cakes. You were expecting something similar to Tunnocks. Yeah, I just feel like they taste really cheap as well. Um, I don't know. And maybe I'm biased though. To be fair. Okay, I've been talking too long. My paint's dried on my brush. Oh no. Right, I'm gonna grab a bit of mixing white. I'm gonna have to scoot off to the side. That's one thing we don't have in this palette's white. Oh goodness. All this chat about tea cakes. I'm excited for my tea cake now. So we're sticking with the posh paint. I've pulled it's the Schminke white that I've pulled out. So this is their designer's gouache, and this is the mixing white. Um, so again, this is another brand. You only need like the tiniest little smidge, and it goes on forever. So we're going to do that. And I just want to grab and probably grab what's left of that chocolate brown there as well. And I'm just plonking this down in this corner here beside my white. I want to add a teeny weeny like smidge of white in there. Give me this slightly lighter colour. And I'm going to start to use that on this lighter edge. So what I normally do is like overlap these things, so obviously you don't have very defined sections. So just stick in a couple of lines in this area here. And the thing you've got to remember about this paint as well, it will dry later because it's got the white in it. So although it looks quite dark and it doesn't look that dissimilar to what we've done over here, it will be. Just take it a wee bit at a time. Tunnocks tea cakes. I never thought I'd whip up such a frenzy over Tunnocks tea cakes. I love them though. I'm not overly patriotic about Scottish produced food items, but I'm very protective of Iron Brew 1901 and Tunnocks items. Makes them nice and easy for putting in gift boxes. Oh, an ice cube. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I like it. This brush is serving me really well. I didn't think I was going to get on. I've got another one of these. This is the round, but I've got what they call an ultra round. So it's basically the same brush, but it's got a really pointy point on it. And that's great for doing leaves and stuff. I kind of thought I would get on better with that than this one, but I don't even know where it is. It's in here somewhere. As I said, the gouache brush collection, it's getting a bit out of hand, honestly. Um, I might have to demote some brushes at some point. I genuinely don't know where it is. Although this big liner that I bought keeps coming up and it's like, use me, it's winking at me. Where is that paintbrush? I think I'm losing my marbles. Well, I mean, I've already lost them. Genuinely can't find that paintbrush. Well, that's weird. Got to be in here somewhere. This is going to annoy me now. Where are you? I just wanted to show you the difference, that's all. Like, the sole reason. Oh, there it is. Found it. It's not even that noticeable, that's the best of things, but you see it's got a longer end on it and it's just got a bit of a pointier point on it, so I really like using this brush for this kind of stuff. But I'm getting on okay with this one, so I'm not going to dirty another paintbrush. That's funny. So you can see the difference in the two colours now. It is very slight. That's intentional because we don't want it to look like it belongs on another tree. That's why I only added like the tiniest smidge of white, like super tiny. So I'm just going to add a few more little lines here and there. And then I'm going to go back to the neat chocolate brown, which I'm starting to run out of as well. No biggie, we've got a massive tube of it. And I really want to work round this area where we're going to have this knot hole. Knot hole. That top corner might catch the light a little bit, you know, the moonlight. And bear that in mind as we go through. I want to make this edge a little bit less uniform as well. It was just looking a bit too straight up and down for my liking. So for this knot hole, I'm not going to use black. I am going to continue to build up layers of this chocolate brown. Start filling it up. And then I might even pop a wee bit of this blue black in. There we go. Much better than using straight black. It doesn't, you know, kind of like pop out and punch you in the face the same way as, you know, if you use like a solid black. That would involve peopling. Yeah, for those of you that have only come into the stream recently, I'd like to share my t-shirt once again. Say present company are excluded. Yeah, I don't like the people either. Okay, so I feel like that's starting to look a bit more like a tree. Trunk, stump. I'm sure you will agree. Hopefully you will agree. So kind of like laughed at it. I keep looking at the sky and I'm like, yeah, I think I want mixing things in with each other. What I might want to do, I don't know if I want to do it or not. I think we should take a bit of white, add it to our indigo colour. Now too watery, that's my own fault. Let's maybe add a wee bit of that in beside the moon. Maybe not with that brush though, Jem. And we'll maybe make a wee halo around that at some point. Because why not? Don't upset my tree stump. Might just actually take some white. Oh no, that's got brown in it. No, off my brush. Plonk that straight in. Yeah. Build up a wee bit of texture around our moon. Well, I'm so pleased with myself. I really am. That's ridiculous. I'm so happy I bought this set piece. It's ridiculous. So you can see with the sky now we're starting to build up like more of a gouache feel rather than that watercolory feel. I prefer to do it in stages like this. I get much more joy out of it, and it means I can tweak as I go along, which I like to do. Finally registered, it just got to wait on shoot. What are we registering for, Cal? Did I miss that part of the conversation? I think I did. Oh. I'm taking quite a dry brush here, and this is the Neat Blue Black, which we're calling Indigo. I want to kind of push that into itself a little bit more. And blend it out a wee bit. And I'm going to push that in closer there. I don't think the moonlight would be advancing that far down. Really. Just want to get a bit more of an organic feel to the sky as well. Oh. Going back to study beer in classical studies. Oh, exciting. That'll keep you busy, Cal. Had to defer. Yeah. You can see that's blending in a bit better now. Got a bit of a wet edge here for some reason. The paint just doesn't want to go in there. I might have to sort of push it in rather than brush it. There we go. Obviously just had too much water there. Oh god, Jock started snoring. Probably can't hear him yet, that was still quite soft, but it's coming. Tim Curry's died. Oh. It's been a week for it, clearly. And this is only Wednesday, good grief. Okay, I feel like that's a much better sky representation. Watch Clue tonight. I feel like that's, yeah, we're getting more gouache, which is great. It's kind of like surveying the scene here. I want to go back. Where's my paintbrush? The wrong one. The ultra right that we weren't going to dirty. Put it back in the pot. It's while I'm here. So take some more of this chocolate brown, bring it down here. That left. Add a tiny bit of the blue back. I don't know why I felt the need to start on that particular route, but I did. That one was calling to me. Just want to sweep over some of that chocolate brown there. I have to get a bit more chocolate brown on the go. So we're starting to get some definition down here now in these. In between the roots, in between the fingers. Are they fingers? They are now. Get that one quite dark there. That's looking really good. Someone better wrap Dick Van Dyke in cotton wool. Yeah. You know, that's something I can't deal with actors in a role and they use like a dodgy accent. It especially grates me with Scottish and Irish accents, and it makes me not watch things. The only other one that I can think of that really got to me that was the other way around was Daniel Craig. I can't remember the name of the film. It was something to do with onions or knives or something. And he had this really hammed up, like deep south accent, and it was absolutely horrific. And I could not watch that film. I couldn't do it. I had to The only exception I've made that's just about bearable was Mel Gibson in Braveheart. To be fair, he did a fairly good job. His accent was still terrible, but it wasn't catastrophically terrible. Knives Out, is that what it's called? Glass Onion, because there was more than one, wasn't there? But was I just conflating the two there? Cannot, like, absolutely cannot listen to him talking that accent. It's awful. It is absolutely awful. Yeah, had to. It was definitely the first one because I couldn't watch any more after that. I was like, absolutely not listening to this tripe. Cannot do it. That's funny. I've got zero tolerance for that. Like, things like that. Just, I cannot. Like, please just stop it and go home. It's like, see if you want a Scottish accent or an Irish accent, use a Scottish actor or an Irish actor. It's not like there's a shortage of them. Accent fine, but Braveheart otherwise a film so bad it insults the Scots to a ludicrous degree. Yeah. Jan the historian stepping in here. I don't know anyone that particularly, well, I don't know anyone that's Scottish that's particularly like, oh, it's the best film in the world. Yeah. What gets me is when they get Australians to play British people. Yeah, that's funny. I just can't be doing with it. No patience for it. Stop ruining things. I've noticed as well there's quite a lot of stereotyping as well. See if they do have a Scottish person or an Irish person, they tend to play someone of quite an untrustworthy character as well. I haven't just yes. Not particularly fond of that kind of thing, but there you go. I don't really know where I'm going with this now. I'm feeling kind of stuck. I'm really happy with my, my background. I don't know where to go from here. I don't. I need to put something on the bottom half. I think that's what's bothering me. I think I'm gonna go for this. What was this? We called it the russet green. I think maybe we should get a little bit of that on the go. Might be a good starting point. Just whack a bit of that down. That I instantly feel better about this. See now that I've done that, I'm like, yes, that's where we needed to go next. Oh, get up in the gap. Yes. This is a perfect colour for nighttime ground as well, isn't it? This is to stop the stump from floating. Yeah, going back to the Braveheart thing, I think at the time, it was just embraced because Mel Gibson got his bum out and they weren't wearing any pants, which is historically and currently accurate for kilts. I think everyone kind of took it with a pinch of salt, to be honest. See, I don't know anyone that's Scottish that really, well, that outwardly voices that opinion unless they're trying to point out how inaccurate the film was, so to speak. Again, though, like, it's such an old film now. You can think of better bums. I love a good bum. This is such a good colour as well. I'm really into this colour too. I like it a lot. We're doing so well here. Mel was getting distinctly crinkly, but he wasn't really. I mean, what age would Mel Gibson have been? He would have been in what, in his late 30s maybe? Oh, he could have been any older than that, surely. I think he was just the right amount of crinkly at that point, and it was before he started getting really weird as well. Well, I mean, he's always been a bit weird, but yeah. Distinctly crinkly. Can someone find that out? 38. Oh, yes. See, that was a good guess. 38's not crinkly. How dare you? That was just an absolute guess, by the way. I'll take it. Younger than I am now. I'm definitely not crinkly. Well, my bum might be. No, I do not have a crinkly bottom. Oh, Jock's snoring again. I would just like to point out as well, see by putting that dark colour in, look how much contrast that gives us on these, particularly that middle root, which obviously is the part I wanted to be the lightest. Again, I want this to be uneven because by the time we put some stuff over the top of it as well, it's going to look pretty good. And I'm happy to have this mixture of thick and not so thick because we've got that nice yellow part of it shining through. Oh yes. I was just thinking as well, this is going to be a great colour. See if you use like a dry brushing technique, that's going to be a lovely colour to use for like moss. You know, if you want to put it on tree trunks or stones, that kind of thing. This is perfecto. Don't have to do anything to it. Don't have to mix it. Just going to do the job. We're getting the proper snory noises now. We've not got our nose pressed up against the edge of the bed now though. We've moved to a slightly more sideward position. He's got his front feet crossed like this as well. Such a funny boy. He's and I mean I'm not laughing at him, well, I kind of am. But as a geriatric dog, he's providing so much entertainment. I did nearly have a heart attack the other morning though. Our new extension, obviously that's the newest part of the house. So there's like a brick step with it that's like slabbed on the top, and then there's like the lintel, and then on top of that is the actual plastic door frame because it's a PVC door we've got. And for some reason, Jock was coming back into the house and he decided to take a run at the step and he completely misjudged the first step and he went to jump up it and he clattered his chin off the concrete lintel, you know, so along from the step and up one. And all I heard was his like teeth clacking together and he kind of went, and I was like, oh my god, this dog was. So I was like running over to him to make sure, number one, he hadn't bit through his tongue, and number two, that he had like grazed or like skint all underneath there. I nearly had a goddamn heart. Anyway, it was absolutely fine, but I was like, what made you decide in that moment that it was a good time to be athletic? Because it really wasn't. But he just kind of like, he was just like, oh, okay. And then he just got up and sauntered into the house. I was like, oh, don't do that to me. I thought it was like, oh, this is going to be a vet job. This is going to be stitches, or oh lordy, goddamn dog. So I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. But anyway, he was fine. But he takes little notions like that, and all of a sudden thinks he's like 10 years younger than he actually is. Oh, it is actually the sound of instant, you know, like instant disaster. I was like, oh no. Like, see if like Pip does that, I wouldn't bat an eyelid because she's literally made of something indestructible. But Jock's getting a bit delicate in his old age now. He's absolutely fine. He's just the sweetest thing. I'm also hyper aware, which was a lesson I learned after having missed. Um, you can never have too many pictures of your pets ever. Um, we we never took a lot of pictures of Mist, and it wasn't because we didn't want to, it's because she would never sit still. And the ones we had, she'd always moved, like it was always bloody. And obviously because we lost her so young, I don't have a lot of good photographs of her. So we've got like a bajillion photographs of Jock. Never stop taking photos of your pets, guys. Right, I think I'm going to stop there. I think we've made a pretty good start. I maybe would have liked to have done a little bit more on the top of this trunk. I'm happy with the sky and the light reflection. It's also given me quite a good indicator of where I would maybe want some moonlight hitting, you know, in a few spots round about as well. So yeah, really pleased with that. I'm so happy with the palette as well. Like super, super nice palette. Quite excited about it, all things considered. So I want to do a bit more work on this. I'll probably work away on this in my own time. I'm planning on putting together like a little sort of like montage video of all the sort of bits and bats I've been doing. So it'll be photographs and some it'll be things lifted from like the live streams. I also have a scroller box video sitting that needs edited. I cannot find it within my soul to sit and edit anything just now. I'm just like, I'm avoiding it like the plague. I will need to do that over the next few days, otherwise there will be no content at all, because that's us come to the last stream of the month as well. I'll have a bit more of a think about next month's live stream schedule. I would like to do, I've got a couple of things that aren't quite arty, but are art adjacent that I would like to do in a stream. I don't think they're really for a Wednesday stream, though I think it would more like a kind of like a Friday night thing. So I'm going to have a little think about timing. Again, I'm probably going to have quite a few hospital appointments next month, and I just don't know when they're going to be. I've already spoken to my work, to my proper job, about stuff like that, and they are really good. I don't have to take leave for them and that kind of thing. Very, very lucky that way. So that's not really going to interfere with cave stuff. Finding the will to live to sit and edit videos is quite another matter for me, as you all know. Most of the time I'd rather poke myself in the eye than edit videos. But I'm going to have to just discipline myself now that I'm feeling a bit better and sit down and do it and get some videos out there. Hit like on the stream. Thank you, Rika. So I want to thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. I have had immense fun. Happy to have finished my little doodle page in my sketchbook. This has been quite a delightful little trip the last few days, and it's keeping me up with my almost daily need to do some art, because that's what I promised myself. So you've kind of assisted me with that, which has been really nice as well. But it's time to turn the page and start something. We do have, because if you remember, I skipped a page by accident. That's the Polychromos swatches. These have now been integrated into the big set, so I got another pencil case and I put them in with the full set. The case also had enough space to fit the Faber-Castell pastel pencils, so I now have all my Faber-Castell pencils in one pencil case, which is quite nice. That was a very tidy finish. So yeah, I've not had any plans to use them just yet, but again, in my sort of daily doodles, I might do a couple of colour pencil, like little weeny colour pencil drawings, and try and use the newer pencils from the Polychromos range as well. Okay guys, take it easy. Over the next few days I will let you know about streams, etc. via the posts page here on the YouTube channel, and as I say, I'll maybe do like a little post on Instagram as well with some of the artworks that I've done over the last little while. Thanks for everyone for coming in, especially the ones that don't get to come in very often. It's lovely to see you, and I'll see you back in the cave really soon for some sort of content. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, guys. See you later.